a guide to choosing the right bike size. In this video, I'm going to give you some top tips to make sure your bike fits you perfectly. There are a few things you need to think about before picking the frame size for your bike. 1. Bike frame sizing. Bike frames come in a range of different sizes from extra small or extra small all the way to extra large or extra large. This is measured on the tubing of the frame. Most brands will give a basic size chart so that you can know where you fit in the bike sizes available. This is usually based on your height. This is a decent guide and a good rough starting point, but don't take these sizes as gospel because sizing between different brands might not be the same. 2. Is your saddle the right height? Before you pick your bike, there are a few things you need to think about. Mainly, that your saddle is at the right height and in the right position, your reach to the handlebars is the right length, and your drop from saddle to handlebars is optimal. These are all measurements that you can adjust no matter what size bike you go for. The reason why it's so important to get your frame size right because if you get a frame that's too small or too large, you'll have to over or undercompensate for it. For example, if you have a frame that's too small, your seat post could be overextended, and you're going to need a really long stem which will send you way out front. And if you get a frame size that's too large, it's going to be too high, and you're going to feel like you're riding a shopping bike. 3. Upper body position while cycling. If you can ride the frame with the saddle height in the perfect position, you're halfway there. It's then time to consider the upper body. Is my upper body as low and as stretched out as I want it? That's the question you need to ask yourself. The measurement called stack on a bike size or geometry is the vertical distance from the bottom bracket to the center of the top of the head tube. This will impact your drop to the handlebars and your position. The higher the stack, the less vertical drop you'll have to the reach of the bars. The reach is the horizontal distance from the center of the bottom bracket to the center of the head tube, allowing you to know how far you need to reach to hold on to the bars. Now, if you're someone who maybe isn't that flexible, has a shorter arm or torso length, you're going to want to increase your stack height and lower your reach measurement. This will give you that more comfortable feeling and position on the bike. The opposite is true if you're looking for a really low and aggressive race position on the bike. Race bikes are specifically designed to keep it aerodynamically optimized and aggressive. You can adjust these measurements no matter what size frame you get. Your saddle height is the starting point. Once you have that, then you can work out how far you want the handlebars to be in front of you and your gear levers. This is known as your reach, and how low you want them to be too, which is your stack. It can be really helpful to try a few different bikes, like Friends or higher bikes, so that you can try out some different positions. It's these 3 main things that you want to consider before choosing your bike size. Don't just go on your saddle height because more often than not, you'll end up with a poorly fitting bike. 4. Bike size guide and charts. Once you know your stack and your reach measurements, you can look at the geometry charts to make sure you pick a frame that is going to give you the riding position that suits you. So there you have it, my top tips on choosing the right frame size for you. I hope it's helped for when you're shopping for your first bike, or even your second, third, or maybe even fourth. If you enjoyed it, hit that thumbs up button, and I'll see you in the next video.